anticipated since the beginning of this week, as we're discussing, we're expecting higher prices on Euro USD, which is coming to fruition, and that is just beautiful to see. So for us, as you can see, this is our break of structure on the 4 hour. This is our swing high. This is our swing low. So as you can see clearly, we're clearly trending towards the downside on the immediate order flow. So now we've come up here. I want to see perhaps we take out this liquidity or maybe even this area of liquidity. Remember, guys, the only time I'm going to be interested in buys is when we break that 4 hour structure and change that major swing structure on the 4 hour. Then we can start looking for buys. From here, I'm still interested in those further short. I identify here as my liquidity high. Also, here also as my liquidity high also. So I'm waiting for market. Let's just wait, be patient and see what market wants to give us, guys. That's why it's very important to wait for the proper confirmation and the right setup, because if you are taking a short just based off of, okay, market came into this zero point 0.5 fib and everything and has taken this liquidity out, your stop loss will probably be here, and now you would be swimming in a loss, right? Or maybe even you like to be more adventurous, keep your stop loss a bit tighter, you're already almost at stop loss. So that's why we wait for this confirmation, right? Remember the confluences that we have, guys. We have market structure, right? So this is our market structure, break of structure, swing high, swing low, fractal structure. On the fractal structure on the 4 hour, you can see this break of the high, low. We broke the high from this low also, and then we broke this high from this low also. So now currently this is our fractal high, right? Because it's candle that broke this high, right? And then from there, where's our fractal low? This is our last low. So until we start to break some fractal lows, there's no reason to start to look for shorts, as this market is just, the bulls are in control at the moment. And if you remember on the daily, we have our swing structure to be bullish. So if you keep seeing higher prices, don't be surprised and ask why. So fractal structure, as we say, is structure of individual candlestick. Then we have liquidity. Liquidity are basically where market stopped before reversing, right? So we have here liquidity, right? Market came, pushed down, pull back here, and then drop, pull back here, drops. And also, if you remember, guys, we also have trend line liquidity, which is right here, right? And then we have range liquidity. And also, if you notice, right, so as we were saying, all of those trend line traders, right, that I was talking about, that they might get trapped, I can start looking for bulls on even this thing, some longs, perhaps on this retracement. Then you put your stop below here, and it just depends on the risk to reward. For me, the risk to reward doesn't make sense, so that's why I would just stay out of the market and wait for my short. Now, if you come to the dollar index, guys, our bias still stays the same. We've grabbed liquidity here, and now you can see we're still pushing downward and downward. Although, yes, we're still in an impulsive phase, which I expect, okay, this is just a retracement, and then maybe after grabbing this liquidity, we start to push up, or maybe even this extreme low. So from this extreme low, I said I would be scaling in aggressively on those dollar longs, because this is the end of the liquidity, like the final liquidity. And if we break this, then we have changed, right, character, and I wouldn't be looking for those longs anymore. So this is my last chance to look for longs on the dollar if it's gonna work. And so I would be scaling in aggressively from here. On GBP USD, guys, this is as bearish as a come. I remember we discussed about the unemployment issue and with the data coming out of the UK recently, so it's been very bearish as they come. So there's no need to buy this market. If you're buying it, please, I need some of what you're smoking. Like, that must be the good stuff. But the point is, you want higher prices. We want some higher prices, and then our bias still remains the same. We're looking for sales, but I'm looking for those sales from higher prices, right? We grab this liquidity to our left and it has been pushing the market down lower. So, and it's quite fine. It is very possible for us to start to push down lower from here as we've created. Okay, now these are buy and then we sold. Did we break the structure? You can see then okay, so now we've created this area possible as supply. Maybe we come back into it and then from there we can start to sell off, but I would like to see higher prices on this thing before considering a sell. But keep in mind that GBP USD being as bearish as it is, it could just start selling from there, but I would rather not. With NZD USD, also this is quite bearish and it's clear to see. Remember, we're talking about taking those longs from this yearly open. If you're in those positions, congratulations. I personally am not because NU was showing some the Kiwi dollar was showing some weakness, so I decided to be cautious and just protect my capital instead of risking it. So I'm waiting. Let's see. Maybe we can get some higher prices. I still have my target at this monthly open at least, so maybe we can find some ways to scale in. As we've created. Okay, now this is now our demand level. Now we've broken here. Maybe we could just weak it and then look for those longs from around here, right? To stop beneath the low and to target maybe a 122. Does it fit? My no, it doesn't. So that's also something that you have to be careful about. Like you don't take everything that comes on your plate, right? You have to sift out the good and the bad. With AU, guys, beautiful breakout, right? So we came into the supply, stalled a little bit, no bearish momentum, and then since then we've just been buying and buying, which is just beautiful to see, guys. This is just beautiful. I remember, guys, we came into this demand area, right? And then since then, you can just see we've been pushing up and making higher highs. Don't look for sales on this thing. We're looking for buys because now our 4 hour is aligning with our daily swing and our fractals is also aligning. So there's no reason to look for short on this thing. All you need to do is look for longs. How are we gonna look for longs? You can come to the lower time frame, identify areas of liquidity. We have one here, right? We have one here. We have we have another one, right? We could wait for price right here. So these areas are potential areas that you could wait for retracement and then look for those entries from here or here once you see that change of character, right? So you want market to come into here, for example, right? Come into here and then that change of character, retest, and then you start to look for those longs, those higher prices, okay? So USD beautiful, guys, just beautiful. You can see how beautifully this thing sold off, right? I was waiting for this extreme liquidity to be grabbed. It didn't happen, but all of this liquidity was enough to push down the market. And since then, we've just bearish momentum, no chance to even come in, no liquidation, nothing. But if you want to skew in this market, you wait for liquidation, guys. Wait for liquidity. Where do we have liquidity resting? We have liquidity resting above here, guys. We have we have also here trying to man ass. So we have here, we also have here. So you just wait for that liquidation event and then you can find those entries as USD is pretty weak at the moment and CHF is quite gaining some strength. So let's watch and see what happens. And with gold, guys, what can we say? So this is rally, this is a base, this is another rally, just textbook trading, right? So we came into here, we consolidated a little bit, did we grab that low? Yeah, no, we did not. Just came, barely tapped it, and then boom, from there you could have found an entry right on the breakout, right on the breakout with your stop beneath here, and then it would, from yesterday, right, we did this. Now you'll be at a 1 to 1.5, targeting those new highs. Quite beautiful setup. Congratulations if you're in this. This is a quite beautiful setup. So yeah, so that's gold. So for now, what are we waiting for again? Look for liquidity zones, and then you wait for market to come back into it, and then you look for those longs from there. On USD card, guys, we're pushing down lower. Let's see, we're pushing down to this area of liquidity. Let's see what happens once we grab it, and then maybe we can start to see some bullish momentum coming to the market. I'll be looking to scale into this position, as I have a massive swing position already open on USD card, so I'll be looking to scale into it. Maybe after grabbing this liquidity and we see some bullish momentum return to the market. So let's see how this happens, maybe by New York or something. But as you can see, we're still in a bullish phase, as this is a impulsive leg retracement impulse, and now we're retracing. So I would be looking to grab the next impulsive move up. Okay. With USD JPY, guys, we're stalling. As always, waiting for liquidation, and after that, we can look for some longs. We also have liquidity resting right here, right? So we also have liquidity resting right here, so you could look for those longs from either one of this area, maybe even here. So once you've seen, okay, we've grabbed liquidity, now what do we look for? Change of character. But you can also see we've had that extended leg move, extended move up, and now we're moving a bit sideways, and due to the dollar not being the strongest at the moment, so we'll just wait. Perhaps we see some deeper retracement, and then we can look for those positions. Okay, guys. Finally, let's talk about US oil. If you're still in this US oil position from here, congratulations, guys. You have the nerve of steel. You have the nerve of steel. I think this was the position, right, that we took about 2 3 weeks ago, right, if I'm not mistaken. And finally, we're getting some momentum. Now we're at 1 to 2.2, and let's see what happens. This should just take to TP land, right? Waited for quite some time for this one to start to drop. Okay, so you can just see there's nothing much to say. We came here, we grabbed that liquidity, as our swing structure is still bearish. Now we retrace into this premium area, quarterly open. From there, we started to sell slowly but surely, and then we've grabbed liquidity yesterday, and it just dumped to the sewers. So okay, guys, wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for your time. Good